Hey everyone, welcome to the 1 year anniversary of Angie and Christie Right Now. Yay, we did it. We did it. We have crossed the finish line. Well, it's not really a finish line, but you know what I mean. We are super excited to be
Oh
here.
my gosh. It's been a whole year. Can you believe it? We started this with kind of a hope and a prayer, I think it was. Not really knowing what we were going to do and how we were going to keep going after leaving the Show Book podcast, and we did it. It's been a whole year. There's a lot of firsts for us, right? Like we did things that we never thought we could do, and
100%.
loved it the entire time. That's what was amazing. It's just we just fell in love with editing and like interviewing and just pushing our boundaries and doing things that we didn't think we could even dream of doing, which is so amazing.
It's true. And like, I mean, part of the reason that we got into this was for that, because we wanted to push the boundaries, and this is something I would never have dreamed of doing, but now I'm in love with it. I love it. But last year we taped our first podcast episode, and it was literally, we woke up one day and we said, like, if we're going to do this, we need to start doing something, and we're taping.
Yeah.
That's literally how that episode was filmed. And so me and Angie are thinking, maybe we want to revisit what we said. So yeah, let's watch.
Yeah, because so combined first interview. I'm kind of scared.
I can't even remember what we said. So
I don't know. Because we were talking about what we wanted the podcast to be about. We wanted to talk, about writing, and I know what our dream was, and interviewing authors. So I'm really interested to see how closely we stayed to those initial.
I'm really scared that we went like a totally different way. I don't think that it's going to match up at all, but it is what it is. That's how we started, and this is where we are. So
yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen with you.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, how different do we look?
We're a whole year older, Christie.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm Angie Sandro.
Right. I'm Christy Berman, and together we are the co-hosts of Right Now.
Yeah.
It's a
We're doing
podcast
this today for the first time.
Yay! Our very first podcast where we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do.
Right? Because we So we were the co-hosts of the Shelf Book podcast, and we loved what we were doing. We loved working with the authors and interviewing them about their shelf books. And now that podcast is on hiatus and probably not going to be started again, since our third co-host is moved on to other things, we're still interested in doing a podcast. We're still interested in interviewing writers, and we still want to get out there and just share our love for writing with everyone. And so this is our brilliant idea.
I love our tagline. Our tagline is going to say, who said there's just one way to write? And I completely agree with that, because after having interviewed over 40 authors, believe that? Can you believe that? There was not one way that we ever.
Oh my gosh.
Who knew we had a tag? Do you remember that we have a
tagline? I forgot that we had a tagline. Apparently we do.
Too funny. Oh my gosh.
We never found that somebody was on repeat. There was always a different way of writing. There was always a different way of setting up, outlining. Even the people who all told us they were plantsers, they all did it differently. We all tried their techniques, right? Like there was.
Oh my gosh. I have boxes of index cards. I have sticky notes. I have Save the Cat. I have, like, as a pantser, I always wanted to try and do an outline, but I can't do it. I figured that I cannot write an outline, and I'm fine with that. like I
think you should stop it right there, Angie.
I know.
Because what have you been doing lately?
Okay, so Christy and I, we have started a new collaboration. We've been working on a book together for about 2 months, a month and a half.
Maybe a month and a half.
Yeah,
it
we're
feels like-
writing it really fast compared to what we normally
we
write.
do. That's right.
And it was really interesting the way we ended up doing this is we were on Google Hangouts or chat or whatever, and we closed our eyes. We had the backgrounds on the screen where you can pick what the background is going to be. So we closed our eyes and we just scrolled and then picked. And I picked a fishing boat, and Christy picked the fishing boat.
Fishing boat.
And I picked a gaming studio. So our characters are a gamer and a fisherman.
That's right. And believe it or not, folks, it works. It actually works.
It really does. It's amazing. Oh, and as you know, if you've been following our channel, Christy and I are spec fic authors.
Correct.
And we decided to do something different and write a contemporary romance.
Romance.
Yes.
What?
So
We're nuts. We've fallen on our heads multiple times.
And guess who outlines? Guess who is pantsing?
And loving it, by the way. Guess who's told Angie recently, no, let's just wing it.
And I was like, no,
Shocker.
Christy, we really need to outline this. We need to know where we're going. We just
I feel like we've switched roles completely. I
have.
feel like we've turned ourselves like upside down and reversed.
But it's working.
It totally is.
We're like,
I'm telling you right now, if this is the first book that I publish, I will be like flabbergasted. I will be
I
like,
know.
what is going on?
Oh, and we have ideas for like 4 more books. In this series.
Oh my gosh. I can't. But anyways, so yes, although Angie in the video says that she's answer and can't outline, don't believe her. She's totally changed. Totally.
It's like, evolution, evolving, growing. And we've watched a lot.
Exactly.
We've talked to a lot of authors, and
have.
we're now I think we're planters now. That's what we have become. We're planters.
I think that I've become a planter. I think that I've seen my way of plotting is too rigid. and I'm actually really enjoying just like waking up in the middle of the night going like, oh, this is what's gonna happen. So it's kind of cool.
And I've kind of enjoyed being like, okay, so this has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen. Let me write it down. That way we don't go off into some weird random tangent and get lost in the middle in the weeds.
So weird.
It's so weird, but it's working right now. And so
yeah,
we'll keep you updated on that part. So let's go back to the video. Other ways of trying to keep it organized so that I'm not flailing at the end of the book thinking, okay, where are all those plot holes, right? Like there are ways to do it. There are ways to incorporate some of the different ideas into your own style. And I think that's what's important is like, you don't have to be one type of writer. There are many ways to get your book. Look at that. We just gave ourselves advice, right? Like that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. Oh my gosh.
it's yeah. And
that's what we want.
Exactly. And I think that exactly that's what we want to explore on here. We want to, even the experienced writers, like you're an experienced writer and you're still looking for that one way. Every book probably has its own way, but if we can explore all the different ways, the different methods, you're sure to find something at some point where you're going to say like, this one works for this, or, oh, this is going to unblock me. And that's another thing we want to talk about is writer's block. It happens to everybody.
It
At the
does.
start, in the middle, near the end, everybody's experienced it. So we
And
want
in
to talk about
varying
that.
degrees too. Like some people, it's debilitating. It gets you to the point where, like, I had a period of time for 5 years. I was stuck for 5 years, and it got to the point where I didn't even want to write again. Like, I was driving down the freeway, and I thought to myself, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to write anymore. It's like I couldn't think of a story idea. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say. And I mean, in some ways, I still kind of feel a little bit blocked because I still have, I mean, I have finished a book since then, but this book that I've been working on now for a year, like I'm stuck on it. And I don't know why. Like, and so there are different reasons why you don't finish a book. There's different reasons why you can't move forward in the craft or you just get stuck. And those are some of the things we want to talk about is why are you stuck? Why
Yep.
can't you get past that particular story that is just like stuck in your head and you can't get it on paper for some reason? Like there's so many different things we can talk about.
Absolutely. I totally, completely agree with you. And at the same time, we also want to write writers right, because
That's so
I had
cool, though.
forgotten.
Yeah. I'm so happy that, like, okay, we're like totally messing things up with planting, whatever, but I'm so glad that you're writing again, Angie.
I really thought at that point that I would never be able to get back into writing. I didn't think I'd find that love that I had of writing for writing again. You know, that feeling you get when you wake up in the middle of the night and you have an idea and you just want to put it on paper. Or in my case, I'm driving through the fields at night, you know, coming home from work and thinking about, oh, we should do this in chapter 1 and revise it to do this. And just that feeling of euphoria that comes over you when you have an idea and you, or a plot hole that you had that you figure out how to fix. It's just this amazing feeling that writers get when it's working. And then the opposite is also true when it's not working, you know, that negativity and that you know, you just feel like you're I can't even describe it. It's just an awful feeling when you can't write.
It is when you're like, for me, I've never had extended periods, but I definitely had, you stare at that white blank page and you just don't know what to say. And that is just debilitating. And I just, yeah, it's horrible. But I'm so glad that getting together with you and starting the story, like, I mean, it has unblocked so many things for me personally. So I can't even imagine how you feel now that we're going again, you know, and it's been awesome. And reading your chapters has been so cool. And all the additions that we come up with, just the whole thing has been great. So if all of our interviews and everything that we've like done this year has led to us being able to do this again, like I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, me
Couldn't.
too. Hi.
For us.
our title is Right Now.
Right now.
So we're going to be helping people by doing top 5 lists of things that can help you manage your writing or think of different ways of writing or tropes in writing. We're going to be doing sprints so that we can all write together and get through our problems together.
Because that's the thing. It's all about community in writing. Writing is such an isolated profession. A lot of times you're just sitting in your room, in your little bat cave, and, you know, writing for hours and hours, forgetting to eat sometimes, forgetting to socialize with your family. You know,
Yep.
your friends are like, hey, I haven't seen you like over a month. Where are you? You're still in there, right?
I'm just writing.
Book. Right? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we did some of that. We had in the very beginning when we first started out, we didn't have any authors lined up to be on the show. We didn't know if we'd be able to get authors to come on the show. I mean, we were hoping, but we didn't know what was going to happen. And so we did a lot of the, you know, writing tutorial type of videos and, you know, just kind of sharing what we had learned over the course of our time writing. We did some sprints in the beginning. So if you want a sprint, there's a playlist for it for sprinting. And every so often we'll put another one out, you know, just so if people wanted to sprint with us, especially since Nano's next month, y'all. Oh, we have Nano videos too. Yeah. Okay.
Don't know what to do for Nano? Go watch we have tons of advice for Nano, but that's actually something that I wouldn't mind if we got back into, is like doing live sprints. I think those are really cool for me and you, so yeah, let's put that on our list of to-dos for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Why not? I mean, we're already sprinting, like
That's
basically.
exactly it. We're writing, we're sprinting. Why not put it live and get some people to join us and have some fun?
Yeah. So if you want that, like, put in the comment box that you'd like us to do a live sprint, and we can set that up for you.
You
Definitely.
bet.
All right, let's
Cringe some more.
oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing.
It's so true. It's so
Right.
true. Like sometimes like you come out of your cave and like your husband looks at you like, what happened? Like, exactly. Or your husband walks in and you're just staring at the screen and he's like,
I'm sorry, but I had to laugh because now, like, Christy and I are getting together every day, and we write together, or we can do a Google Doc, so we can like write together at the same time. And so like, she'll be writing the chapter and I'll be editing, or vice versa. But some days we get on there and it is like first thing in the morning, our hair is like we're in our pajamas, and I don't even care anymore.
It's all about the words right now. I don't care what I look like.
really writing? It's like, I am. Like, trust me, I am writing right up here.
My problem is, like, I'm like talking. I talk to myself. Really? I can't believe you said that. Or I'm laughing at oh my God, I'm so funny. I'm so funny.
Right. And we want to talk about that too. The days that you reread what you wrote the day before and you're like, oh my God, I'm brilliant. Or the days that you reread and you say this, delete, 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 delete. So there's both, right?
Like, yeah, it's like, okay, it was 24 hours and my mind was really not clear. Like, it was, but you know what? My best scene happened after a full day of writing. It was like 2:00 in the morning. And I had this brilliant idea about a dragon. Who knew? It was a dragon that saved my story.
I love it.
2:00 in the morning. Did you watch? A little crazy at that time, but
I love it. It's either late at night in the shower while you're taking a walk. Most of the time it's when you don't have a pen and paper with you, right?
you're in your car, Well, that's
right, sitting in
cell
traffic.
phones. You got your cell phone and you're driving your car. Well, I guess not if you're driving in your car, because that might be a little dangerous. But
that's right.
you can just dictate that that snippet of an idea so you don't lose it, or you wake up in the middle of the night. Like, I wake up from a dream where I completely solved, like, I had this block. Like, there was something with the story and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. And it had been bugging me and I couldn't get past it. And I dreamt it out, like, I woke up in the middle, of the night, and it's like, oh, that's how I fix that scene. And then I fell back asleep.
You fall back asleep. If that happens to me, I'm awake for the rest of the night because I don't want to lose the idea.
Right? Like, was it like that, Christy?
It's like that for me. Absolutely. When I wake up with a good story idea, like, I can't fall back asleep because, like, first of all, it's like it keeps running down. And if I wake myself up enough that I have to write it, then I'm done.
And that's the thing. You have to write it down, or lean over, grab your phone, and just, talk to yourself, until you don't forget this is what, otherwise it might be gone. But those are the tricks. There's certain tricks that writers have to follow in order to get those books written. And that's what we want to talk about. I think that's what we want to focus on, and talk to other writers about what their tricks are, because not everyone's the same.
I agree with that. I think that talking to writers and what they do is exactly what you need when you're a writer, because you get their information there. Like, I mean, it's no use reinventing the wheel. We're all spinning on the same wheel. Let's not reinvent it. There's just some people are pushing the wheel differently, and we just need to figure out how they're pushing it, how they're getting through it, what their way of thinking, their way of writing. Absolutely. And so that's what this podcast hopefully is going to be. It's going to be writers helping writers, and
building our community. There are plenty of people out there who are alone right now, and they're alone and they feel alone. Writing, and maybe they don't want to share that with their family and friends, or maybe they don't feel confident enough in order to talk about it. Or
Yeah.
sometimes, you have these writing groups and you go in, like when I first joined, we belonged to, and this is how we met, we belonged
Yeah.
to Agent Career Connect. And it was an online writing kind of group where you could go in and they had different, what are they called? Where
Like rooms or channels or yeah.
Yeah, and we belonged to the sci-fi group.
Yeah.
I was in there for 5 or 6 months and I never said anything. I never typed anything. I would read the different posts,
Yeah.
never interacted with anyone because I was just too shy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the summer marathon, we had this summer marathon where you post your book on and you get feedback on your story. Like the first, each week is a different chapter and everyone reads it and then they, give you feedback on the story and if it's doing well or if it's not doing well. And that was the first time that I had feedback on my writing, right? Like where I got to feel, oh, people other than family who like automatically love you because
Right.
right,
Exactly.
so these are strangers who are reading your story for the first time, and you just have that feeling of community and this feeling of acceptance, and you're learning like how to write a query letter, and that's how I found my critique partners is
Nice.
through the summer marathon. That's how I met Christy, and some of my other critique partners that I've known now for what 13 years, like
Incredibly,
right.
absolutely. Like, I mean, what a luck of the draw, and it was amazing, absolutely. But do you remember I'll always remember the first time that you send in your work for critique, but then you have to critique back. And I remember, I don't know what to say, like I didn't realize that I knew anything or that I thought anything, and then slowly you start realizing that when you read as a reader, you know what you like, what you don't like, what you've seen, what you haven't seen. So I think
And
even
how
that is a task.
Wow,
Yeah, we had insight, didn't we?
we did.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
true.
think, I mean, looking back, there's a lot of things that we've done that I didn't think we were going to be able to do going in.
Agreed.
And a lot of things that I hoped we could do, and we
Mhm.
did. And that's what that's one of the great things about this. Like there's things that I know we always want to do better. And we keep striving to become better. We like editing videos. Those we didn't know what we were doing when we started. We've
Not
watched
even.
a lot of videos, like how to learn how to edit. We've taken a lot of tutorials on how to edit. We've, learning how to color correct and trying
True.
try and do the audio. Oh my gosh, try to get audio. Building up our studio, like our lighting and just the different programs that we use in order to edit. It just there's so much involved in putting out videos and
Totally. And it has nothing to do with writing. Like it's a huge amount of things that we learned over a year. And like thank God for you, because you like things that I find incredibly annoying and would just say like whatever, but you like doing those things.
and vice versa, because you like doing the stuff that like I just writing a letter.
So it's worked so well because the things that you hate, I love, and vice versa.
Yes.
But it had everything that we've been doing in the background. And I'm not saying this to complain because like I've had such a good year and I've been having so much fun. But it's a lot to learn. It's a lot to get down to, and I agree with you. Like our videos could always be improved. My lighting can definitely be improved. Our questioning can be improved. Like everything.
Yeah. And
But
we're
I feel
trying,
like,
and
yeah,
I think we're getting better each time because we've learned from our mistakes.
I
But
agree.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. But I
Mhm.
am so glad that you and I have taken the step to get back to our writing as well. Because I
Yeah.
feel that's what I am at heart. I love editing and I love what we're doing with the interviews, but I'm a writer. I love, like, even the best interview that we've done doesn't give me that feeling after I've written an amazing chapter.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
so
see, and that's the thing I don't think people realize is that the reason we got into doing this is because we wanted to become better writers
yeah.
And find out um different tips and different points of views from different authors. You know, what were their writing processes?
Yep.
What did they do in order to find an agent? What did they do to find a publisher? Like when they were working with their publisher and agent, like what kind of advice did they have? And we wanted to learn because we want to be better writers, and we wanted to share that with everyone else because then you all will become better writers as well.
Yep.
And one of the things we found over the last year is that and even actually even before, because we had the Shelf Book podcast for a year, and then we had started Angie Christie a year ago. And that in the 2 years that we had been filming and doing YouTube, we hadn't been writing. We stopped writing. We forgot that the whole point is to become better writers. And we weren't right because we were so busy trying to edit and learn how to edit and learn how to do that, you know. And so when we started this new story, I think that was really the first time that we had forgotten what it felt like, and now we're just in love with writing again.
Completely. And the story is just sparking amazing stuff for us. And I'm so happy. Like I hope this is the start of a continuation. I know that makes no sense, but it's the start of a continuation of our writing careers. And I really, really hope that's what we do. But like when we were watching that video that we just watched about like, not writing, not knowing when you're critiquing what you like and what you don't like. And this, like, I feel like that was so true for writing back then, like 12, 13 years ago for me. And it was so true when we started to edit too. Like I can see the similarities because like when we started editing, I'd watched videos before. I had no clue what went behind it. You know what I mean? So I know, like, I feel like now you and I are better able to say like, we don't like that part of the video that we did, but look at that. Like that was an improvement. So it's kind of cool how the similarities in writing and video editing have come together for us. It's cool.
And it still sparks that creativity, you know, that feeling you get when you create something. Writing, it feels different in a different way, but like editing videos, and it still fulfills that creative spark, you know. I mean, I get lost, like it'll be 12 hours later and I'm like working on a video and I love it. I mean, I love editing videos. I love it. Because and you just learning how to do it itself is a challenge, and then each time, okay, you do it this way, and but it feels so good. But it's kind of a different way because when you're writing is more it's
from deep. Like writing is from deeper, you know what I mean? Like editing a video, like part of it's not you. Part of it is like the interviewee or whatever, like it's something that's already there that you're just shaping. But I feel like writing is like the drafting, you know what I mean? Like that deep, that's from deep inside of you, and there's just something magical about it. So yeah.
So I think we figured out a way to do it. It's like when one person is editing videos, the other person will be working on the chapter, and we're gonna just kind of trade off like that. And
so far so good.
Maybe we won't put videos out quite as often. Maybe dial that back a little bit, and but still we're enjoying having authors come on, and we have a bunch of them already taped, y'all. Already taped. Yes.
There are some of them that are not some of them. Some of them are fantastic and other are incredible and other ones are terrific. Like, I mean, they're all different. They all have different things to say. And we have some coming up that we haven't taped that are just as terrific. So I'm looking forward to everything that's going to happen in the next, we almost have an entire year planned. We are so close.
We're solid through March, y'all. So
exactly.
If you're coming on, you're like, we're taping for like April now. So.
That's right. So we've got plenty of authors coming your way, and fantastic authors too. So
much fun. Yeah.
You bet. And if we can integrate our writing into that, that'll be heaven.
Well, it's easier now because we know what we're doing. Like before, in the very beginning, we didn't know what we were doing, and so it took forever just to get one video edited. I mean, it would take a month just for one video to be done.
Oh yeah.
Where
Absolutely.
now it doesn't take as long, and so we have more time to write. And so that's one of the great things about it, is like we have a year of experience in our belt. So
I like it.
mm-hmm.
But do we want to finish the video, or?
Well, if you guys want to watch the rest of the video, you can watch it on your own. It's
I
there.
totally agree. It's
It's
there.
just-
And I
it's
think that
number one.
that's right. I feel like we can see just from the video that some of the things that we wanted to do, we didn't do, and some of or we stopped doing, maybe is more like it. And other things that we said we were going to do and we did a little bit, I want to go back to. I really do want to do more sprints. I think we're doing it anyway, so I think that we should. But
and I kind of really like the top 5,
I did
those are
too.
fun too.
Yeah, and I think that with Nano coming up or whatever, like maybe we should actually, there's Nano like twice a year now, it seems. So we
Yeah,
can
I
do
think
for
they
the
have it
next
in the
one.
summer, and then they have it in November, and
Yeah, so like we'll keep pushing you to do stuff for Nano. And like I agree with our writers helping writers. I think that's always been how we've felt, giving everybody a sense of community and whatever. So yeah, I don't think we strayed too far from our roots.
no, I think we actually I think we we solidified what we really wanted, is what it is. In the beginning, we didn't know quite what we were wanting to focus on. And so we focused on a lot of things, and a lot of like we did a little bit of editing advice. We did a little bit of the, what was it? The
The sprinting,
tropes.
the tropes, those were so cool. Absolutely.
Those were so much fun. Yeah,
They
we did
were.
the tropes, and then we have, the author with Kaz, which, is just came out last week. Not last week. We just did the Halloween special with Kaz, where we talked about the top 5 horror to movie adaptations.
That's
and so
right.
you can watch that if you haven't watched it. But those are fun. And then we have our collaboration with Strong Women Strange Worlds, which has been a blessing because we've met so many new authors,
great people. Absolutely.
Right, like, and we can't wait to have some more on next year. So,
and we're actually looking forward to maybe doing a panel or two. Like we've always spoken about doing a self-publishing panel for those who want to self-publish, which, like, I mean, we might, like, I'm not saying never to self-publishing. I think it's a great idea. And we wanted to do like a sci-fi and like a whole bunch of stuff, that we have so many ideas, so little time.
that's the problem. Not enough time.
That's right. But
maybe when I retire.
That's right. Maybe when you retire. But I think that, like, overall, like, we're gonna keep having fun. I think that that's what I want to do with this next year. Like, if I was to make, like, not predictions, but like, like tell you what my plan is for this year, I just want to keep having fun, and I want to keep writing. So
yeah. As long as we're having fun, you're gonna keep on seeing us. Just that's what it's all about for us. We are having fun, and we like having fun doing what we love. So
I'm good. Awesome.
All right. So if you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when videos are coming out. And thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you join us for another fantastic year with Angie and Christie right now. Thank you.
Bye.